So here we are, Frank Valkyria here for another video. Today we're gonna go a little bit more into depth about the trailer that was released yesterday of Endgame. So exciting and interesting. There's already a bunch of videos out there describing everything and breaking down. So I would like just to speculate a little bit on the possible outcome of the movie, speculate on the story, perhaps make some weird prediction and see how this thing is gonna work. I was incredibly excited when I saw the trailer yesterday. I wasn't expecting it. And as I was watching it, it's really fascinating to see that it starts in black and white, reminiscing about the genesis of most stories that we come to love, like from Iron Man to Thor and so on and so forth. But it's also very fascinating to see that in the trailer we have a sense that there is already at present time like different timeline, or at least I think that time has passed in between events. If you notice, for instance, like Black Widow and Captain America, from the post-credit scene of Captain Marvel where Captain America is sporting a beard, to the new trailer we see that Captain America is clean shaved, ready to go. It looks like even younger for some reason. And Black Widow, she went from having blonde hair and short, which seems to be closer to the timeline of Infinity War, to all of a sudden having red hair, longer hair, and even sporting at some time like hair with a little bit of blonde on the tips and longer. So that it might indicate two things. Either that there is gonna be some time that passed from Infinity War, from the beginning of the snap to that point, or something that I was pondering about, and it is, since we know now as a fact, at least that's what it looks like, that time traveling, it's gonna be something in this movie, and we see that by all the Avengers they assemble again, even with Tony coming back on Earth with Nebula, and they're sporting those new suits, the white suits that were leaked already online. So we know that time traveling has an important role to play in this movie. And if you remember, like, you know, the way they always sort of picked time traveling into movies, you have to reminisce about Back to the Future, where there might be possible or different timelines that are created, or we might witness several timelines. And it's very fascinating because you see shots in the trailer where New York is basically in blackout, there is nothing, there is no light, there is anything, and then you see the Quinjet traveling into a city that it's alive. And you also see Clint Oki that is basically fighting, it seems like somewhere, either is a Chinatown of New York or somewhere, or maybe in Asia, where he's fighting crime. At night we see the lights and the writings and all the things around which they're Asian, so we don't know if they're still in New York or really somewhere like in Hong Kong or Japan, whatever. So it's also very interesting to see Oki in the beginning with his family, and just seems like a normal day of picnicking, and Oki teaching her daughter how to shoot the arrows, and it gives you that sense that maybe that's the last moment, the very last moment of happiness before something dramatic is going to happen, like perhaps the snap. In that very moment, perhaps, you know, his family will be taken away by the snap, and that's the reason why he went rogue and Black Widow went looking for him, because she has a debt towards him, so she wanted to bring him back. She will bring him back to the team, and we see him also sporting the suit later on. It's very interesting also to see that at a certain point Nebula and Captain America, they are in this supposedly same place of ruin and fire and smoke and distraction, and it's reminiscing of the battle of the Avengers, Tony and the Guardian of the Galaxies and Spider-Man on Titan against Thanos, but it could be completely somewhere else. But the most interesting thing is to see Nebula being so angry towards an enemy that could very well be Thanos, or perhaps, again, like I said, we also have to consider that The same way in other trailers, you know, they were a little bit misleading. Infinity War trailer was misleading when they put the Hulk charging in the Battle of Wakanda, and that scene never took place in the real movie. The same thing happened in the Age of Ultron in the trailer, where we had this scene that Tony Stark saw all the other Avengers dead, just piled one on top of another, and we had that sense that somebody would die in the movie, and then we just discovered there was a dream, a vision that he had because of the stone. And here, very well, we could have the same thing happening in this trailer, that it's deceiving. Some things perhaps will not take place or will not be shown in the movie, or, like I have a doubt, because we are approaching the possibility of quantum realm, different parallel universes, we might experience like different timelines. Like we've seen in Doctor Strange, that he could access the multiverse. So I wonder if in this movie we're gonna see like Doctor Strange on Titan that was checking all those possible futures to see the outcome of the battle. And I wonder if we might experience something like this in the movie, where they're gonna show us like several timelines, and each one of them might lead in different direction, but they are not necessarily the one, of course, that we care about, the one that will bring to the real resolution of the movie. For sure, time traveling, I have the feeling, will play an important role, because it seems like the only way they can go either back in time or in parallel realities to mingle with those forces in order to change what has happened with the snap. So I'm really looking forward to see also if the assemble with those suits is gonna make it to the real movie, or if it's some like shot like they did in Infinity War, and the Hulk just charging in Wakanda and he was never there. That never happened. So I wonder if they're gonna do that again. And also we see the last scene with Thor and Captain Marvel sort of confronting each other, and I have the sense that this is going to play an important role. They just introduced her to the Marvel Universe, and we know that Thor is the most powerful in the comics, but she's nonetheless, you know, up there together with him. So I'm sure that they're going to play an important role in fighting the bad guys here, and I wonder if both of them they will stay alive. So yeah, it's really exciting. It's really, really exciting to see all of those things. I also wonder if they're going to rewrite history for some of the characters, and how that is going to develop. So yeah, finger crossed. Hopefully there's going to be less politics involved in this Endgame, and more action and all the things that we want to see. So anyway, always spread love, and I hope you like this little speculation prediction about the movie. Please hit the bell and subscribe, and I'll see you later.